Okay, so let's start the first talk for the night. Let's have a fun puzzle about JS and HTMLs. Okay, so just start by a very short disclaimer. Uh, Nothing here is meant to be production code, despite I may have seen something similar in prod before, okay, but it's just coincidence, okay. And here is more to have a fun moment about crazy things about the coding with the link that you use now every day, but we don't know yet. So let's discover, but don't push it to prod. Okay, we are going to use class quiz. It's similar to Kahoot, but open source. It's this platform on the right. I think everyone scanned this QR code, so let's start the game. So, and I listen my voice here. Okay. Okay, just let's run a demo to everyone be more comfortable with this platform. Okay, just need to zoom out. Okay, next question. For every question, we have 20 seconds to pick one of the answer, and one of these answers is right. Okay, just to everyone be more comfortable with this platform. Have 8, 11, have a lot of people here. Okay, so okay, and for every question, you can see the rank after that. So this one, anyone is right. Okay, just to test this platform. Okay, but for the next one, you'll be one of them. You'll be right. Okay, so let's start the game now. Question number 1. We have this code with set timeout, but the set timeout is used infinite on the second parameter. So, and it print magic. We have 4 options for this question: no error and no print, or throw error and no print, print immediately only once, or print many times. So let's see what will be. Have 5, 6, a lot of answers. Okay, it'll be fun if the chart is flat because everyone is picking random options. Okay, let's see. Have 3, 2, 1. Timeout. So yes, and the answer is magic is printed immediately only once. Let's see the rank. So, oh, I have only one person pick the right one. Oh, congratulations, Tony! You are very smart. Okay, I love this type of question. Okay, and yes, it's confusing. Yes, because it was well designed. And yes, the infinity is converted to 1 or 0 when used instead timeout argument, which implies run on the next tick. So you can even see how is defined from Node.js source code. So after is the second in this moment is the second parameter from set timeout. In this case, it will be infinite. Infinite multiplied by 1 is still infinite. uh, Timeout max is minor than infinite, so its value is to false. It will be true because of the moment it ain't in the if body. After is replaced by 1, so it's scheduled to run on the next tick, follow browser's behavior. But it was not the standardized in the past. In all the Internet Explorer and Opera versions, the behavior is never called the callback, but after a while, every browser was follow the same path to run the next tick. So, okay, question number 2. We have this code. This code has 2 fors, but the first one is using var, and the next one is using let. In both cases, we schedule a task to run on the next tick to print the initialized variable. So, what's going on here? It's print 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 2, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 2, or 2, 2, 2, 2. So let's see if you have more guys pick the right answer. Okay, have some answers. Okay, so timeout. So let's see the rank. Oh, now it's a lot of guys pick the right answer. It's very nice. Okay, and yes, the answer is 2201. Okay, so it's confused because the for initialize is different when you use var or let. When you use var, the variables is shared for each iteration. Let's run it step by step. We start by var x equal to 0. We create a new variable, okay? It's minus the 2, and in for body, and schedule a task to run the console.log print x. And after finish this body, it will increment the x, but it changed the x variable, okay? It's still minus the 2. Schedule a new task, point to the same variable, okay? Finish the for, increment the x again. Now it evaluates to false, finish the for body. And note, at the end you have two tasks, both of them point to the same variable, 2 in this case. When you use let, a new lexical scope is created for each iteration. So, just for test purpose, let's say that this let y creates a new variable, okay? Y iteration 1. It schedule a task. This task prints this iteration variable, and when increment the variable, it creates a new one. It's not replace the previous variable, okay? And you compare with the new one, it's still minus the okay, it's still minus. It creates a new task, and after that, create even new variable, evaluate to false, and finish the for. And note, at the end of the process, you have two tasks, each one points a different variable. But note, it's shallow, okay? If the initialized variable points to an object, the properties inside of this object will be shared for every iteration. And in this case, the result will be the same of for var. It will print 2, 2. Let's check how for is defined on the spec, okay? I'm using the spec from this last version. So the spec is explicit about the difference between var and let. We even have one syntax for var and another syntax for with lexical declaration for let in this case. So check the semantic behavior. We can check the following. For var, it's a very simple, just 4 steps. And the last one is the for body evaluation. You are going to check it in a minute. Okay, because for the for with logical declaration, it check if it's const or not. If it's not const, it create a mutable bind, and if it's not const, it will pick the initialized variables and add it to a list called per iteration lets, and it sends to the procedure for body evaluation this list created in the previous step, and this list is empty when used for var. Okay, and this list used in this moment on the for body evaluation. When start the for, and create a context with every name from this list, and it update with a new context for every iteration. So that's the reason why you have the difference between for var and for let, because the for let has specific behavior to create a new context for each iteration with the names from the initializer. If you have more curious about even other strange behaviors about for loops, you can check this video from Google Chrome developers. It's very nice and you can learn even more ready things from JavaScript. Okay, next question. Question number 3. We have this code. We have two objects is, but the first one is compare 0 versus minus 0, and the second one is compare 0n versus minus 0n. What's going on here? Next question is true, true, false, true, false, or true, false, or false, false. Let's check what's going on here. Okay. 10, 9. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's check the result. Okay, Castros is winning the game. Okay, very nice. Oh, major part of the guys picked the right answer. Okay, and the answer is false true. Okay, it's confused because JS has 4 different equality and uniformity algorithms. Okay, so the first one, and it's very simple, is abstract equality comparison. Okay, is used by double equal. In this case, both are true. This n at the right of the number means big int. It uses if you want to write very literal numbers. Okay, that you would not be able to fit in simple numbers. You choose big int. And the second one is strict equality comparison by using triple equal. Still, both are true. Another one is semi-value 0, okay, that used in some cases, such as or includes. Again, both are true. And finally, we have a semi-value. And in this specific case, 0 versus minus 0 is false, and 0n versus minus 0n is true. Semi-value used in some cases, such as on object.is. On Mozilla documentation, you have a very good article explaining the difference between this equality comparison and the sameness, okay? And at the end of the article, we have this table, compare each one of them, and you can see that the only difference between object.is and the semi-value 0 is in this case about plus 0 versus minus 0 in both sides. Okay, let's check quickly how semi-value is defined on JS specification. On semi-value, it starts by checking the types. Okay, if the types are different, return false. But if x is a number, it calls the procedure number semi-value. And it's hard-coded that, okay, if the signal are different, return false. But if it's not a number, it calls this procedure semi-value no number. And in this moment, it checks if x is big int, calls this procedure big int equal. And the big int equal is not compared the right value that you wrote on the code. You are called a function before r called r, and this function checks the mathematical value of x. The mathematical value of plus 0 or minus 0 is the same of 0. So that's the reason why you have the difference, because if it's big int, it's before compare the numbers, it calls r. Okay, question number 4, and this one is special because it's question about HTML. Okay, we start with a div. This div has ID magic and the content full, and you have this script. This script is append a element on DOM, is div ID magic content bar, and finally we call this const.log magic.inner HTML. So what's going on this code? Okay, throw error, uncount reference error, magic is not defined, print bar, print full, or print undefined. Let's see. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see the rank. Nobody, well, only one person picked the right answer. Who was? Okay, only one person. Congratulations. Okay, okay, and yes, the answer is undefined. And well, it's confusing because this code uses code smell from Legacy and did not recommend that HTML feature. So let's check how is defined on spec. Just a curiosity in the historical context, okay? you are going to check the spec on the WatchWG website. Uh, in the past, it was on W3C website, but some companies was thinking W3C too slow to define new specs, new change of the language, and this company decided to create a new work group called the WatchWG, and both of them was published spec on their own website. But after a while, they decided to start to work together again, but WatchWG is published the spec on their homepage. So, and the spec defines when element is exposed, your words, when it's available from window. So, for instance, if you have a div with ID, this ID you expose to window the element and you can access it by just typing window.foo that returns the element. It's the same of window.foo is the same of just foo. And a image with name is also exposed. Not all elements with name are exposed. The spec defines a subset of them that are accessible from window. Okay? And the same happens when the DOM is updated. If you update the DOM, add a div with ID, it will change the window and to expose the variable. And when there are two images with the same name, so in this case, it returns a HTML collection. We return all elements with the given name. And if I have two elements with the same ID, the spec is very clear that you shall not do that. You should not have two elements with the same ID on DOM, but you can. And in this case, should return HTML collection. But there is no detail. Since HTML collection don't have the inner HTML property, magic.inner HTML returns a defined. But there is a bug on Firefox. And it returns the element for the first one. So, this code, it should return HTML collection, but on Firefox returns the element for the first one. And now you can understand this very fun name, Fame 4 ways to reference to div ID full. Okay. Okay. Go to the next question. Question number 5. We have this code. This code starts with open parentheses, something, comma, something, close parentheses. On the first part, has a class magic with static property bind equal to const.log full. In the second part, we print magic.name. What's going on this code? So it print full and no error, print full and the magic, print full and throw error, or is it a syntax error? Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, yes, and the answer is it prints full and then throws in runtime. So, it's confused because the class expression and the comma operator, okay? I don't know if someone know the name comma operator, okay? Because not very popular, but present is the beginning of the language. So, and this open parenthesis, it forces the class to become a expression because the class, there is one detail. The class keyword can be two things, okay? It can be a class declaration, a statement context, okay? Or it can be a class expression in expression context. For example, if I assign to a variable or within parentheses. And when you use class expression, the class name is only visible within the scope of the class itself. So if you define a class magic to bind to a variable, you can access the name magic within the class in properties or methods, okay? But you can't access the class name outside of it. So it throws reference error because it can't find the magic name. and the comma operator, okay? The comma operator receives a list of expressions and it evaluates each item because it may have side effects and then returns the last one. It's a very simple example about comma operator, okay? You are binding to a variable. This open parenthesis 1 evaluates 1, means nothing, comma, evaluates 2, same of nothing, evaluates 3 and return 3 to the assignment. It's a bit more complex example about using comma operator within Redux. You can do that if you want. Okay, it's the same thing. And normally we don't use comma operator on, every day, okay? But our compilers use it frequently for two main reasons. The first one is minify the code, as you saw before, because it can avoid if, return, else, and so on. It's useful to make it shorter. And another case is to be compliant with specification because you are using TypeScript. You have the for module, okay? If you are export a function that returns this, if you call this function from another module, it should return undefined. You can't access this from another module, okay? Because in Node.js, the global context is the module itself, and it should return undefined. And the TSC converts this code to this one. It open parentheses 0, comma, and call the function because by this way it can remove the binder. So, and it was a change from TypeScript from the version 4.4. And in this code, now you can understand that you have this class magic. It's a class expression, okay? You can evaluate it to run the side effects about this static property. But in the second part of the comma operator, we can't access its name, and it throw error. Okay, let's go to the last question for the talk. Question number 6. We have this code, okay? We start with this dot message equal to full. Thank you. And it start a class, okay? This class has a property message equal to bar. Have two methods. The first one, say, it prints this dot message, and have the method start. If you schedule a task calling this dot say, and it now you create an instance from this class, and it calls the method start. So what's going on this code? It print full or undefined, print bar, or print just undefined. I have more time to this question. Okay. I'll pick it a little. Okay, so yes, the answer is full or undefined. This code can be two different things because it depends on the environment. Okay, it's a very nice question. Okay, it's confused because of this. No, not just because of, okay, this is confused it by itself, okay, but yes. But be more specific, okay? It's because of this issue implicit dynamic and the set timeout depends on the environment. And the best part. Okay, let's explore some things about this, or of this. So, we start this object, okay? This object, full, it has a property 1, assigned to 1, or A, assigned to 1, and has a property print A, that's a function that prints this A. If you call just that, it's very simple. Full.print A, it's 1, okay. But it's more confusing if you have one function that receives a callback, and in this function has a this.a equal to, and it calls the callback from the parameter. Okay, and they'll use that. Okay, so let's run it step by step. we are calling magic with foo.printa, and in this moment, this here is the global context, okay? And if call the callback, this is still the global context. So because it injects it, it's an implicit, okay? If the function top level of the module, it will be the global context with the this. So it will be true because we wrote it in this previous moment. And the console.log for A is 1 because it didn't change the property from the object, but the global gist that will be window on browser or the module on Node.js will be 2. It's different if you are using use strict. Use strict change a lot of things to the runtime language, and one of the things that strict change is how this is assignment. Because if you call this function again, it throw error because on strict mode, this in this part will be undefined because it says, okay, if it's strict and not set this for the top level functions, okay, you'll be undefined, and defined dot a is error. You can fix it by using bind. Bind is a method that every function has, okay? It uses to set more explicit what should be the this from this function. The bind returns the function, but with this that defined. In this case, this will be full. You wrote it before. So it changed the property in the object. It called the callback. And in this moment, this is full as well. So it print true. And for.a will be true, global gist will be undefined. It's similar if you have, it's similar for the first example when you use ex5 class, okay? In this case, you'll be the same if you have magic.fPrintA and they call the callback. This is the global context because you don't have use strict here. You print undefined. But if there is no use strict in this code, but you are using ex6 class. In this case, the behavior is it's the same about use strict. If you call magic with the callback, this will be undefined throw error because everything within the class ex6 class is strict if you not define it on the module. Okay, going back to the puzzle code. Okay, we have this set timeout. This set timeout passes a function, this.say. But since we are passing it without the bind and even within the exist class, why this is not undefined in this part? So the next question is, what's the environment? There are differences between browser and Node.js included on set timeout. On browser, it injects a global context on the callback, so the two lines are equivalent. Set timeout this.say is the same of set timeout this.say dot bind window. It's implicit. You can also use a string inside of set timeout and in the call eval, so it's a bit unsafe. So on Node, the this from the set timeout callback is the instance from the timeout class. There is no sense for that, but that's behavior. And since there is no message property on this object, this dot message is undefined. So now you can see this code and understand why it returns full on browser or undefined on Node.js. And that's all. So the result, I know there's some timeout in this question, okay, so not everyone will speak the answer, but so Castros is the winner. Okay. Okay. Congratulations. Yes. Just okay. Just 1 second. Okay. If you like this type of content, you can check the event that I organize. Okay, called the GambiConf. It's an event about things about computer that you don't use it on every day, like fun projects or personal or crazy things about computer science. We had 3 editions, 2 of them in Portuguese and 1 edition in English. We have talks about reverse engineer satellite communication, make computers just water. Have talks about reverse engineer in games and the other things. You can follow me on Twitter as well, B Macabeus. Okay, and I have a lot of puzzles in my profile as well. You can scan this QR code or search by this emoji, not from B Macabeus, and find puzzles from CSS, Python, or more about TypeScript and JS. So thank you.
Thank you, Macabeus. Guys,